right, there we go. And there he is.
Hi.
Hello, Paul.
All right. Can everyone still hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, good. Sometimes I have technical issues like tonight. All right, so there's Scotty Aquati. Hello, and hello, Annette. And hello, Skipper, and hello, Paul. So before I forget, Skipper's going to be leaving us a few minutes early to get ready for tonight's auction, which is starting at 8 Eastern time on your channel, right, Skipper?
Yep. Show is.
And we'll try to stop a couple minutes early also, just so we can get everybody over there on time for the start. And if anyone in here is a mod, please drop the link for that also. That's very important. And welcome, Paul. So, Paul, I have had the pleasure of meeting a few times. Not only is he often, or was often, traveling on the East Coast with Dr. Paul Lozelle, but he's also a wonderful speaker in the area, and who I've heard talk at least once, maybe twice, around this area also. So, Paul, where are you now, and where were you then?
Well, thank you for having me on tonight. I am now in Southwest Florida. I'm moved here a couple months ago from Newark, New Jersey.
Yes,
So,
yes.
very
And
different.
where were you club-wise up there in Jersey?
North Jersey was the first club I started with. Then, probably within 6 months, I was a member of Jersey Shore, and then I was asked to speak at Bucks County, and I got a membership from that. But then I actually renewed it. So
Nice.
before I was living in Newark, I was living in a small town in New Jersey called Clark. So it was kind of an hour to a North Jersey meeting, an hour to Jersey Shore meeting, or an hour and 10 minutes to Bucks. So I could kind of
Perfect.
jump between any of them easily.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Now, down in Florida, have you joined a club yet, or?
Yes, Venice Aquarium Society. I'm on the board already.
Oh, already? You didn't
For,
waste any time.
nope. And Fort Myers Aquarium Society.
Okay. All right. Nice. You did not waste any time going down there.
No, well, Venice I was going to every time I visited here.
Right, right.
So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
renew them.
So how long have you? How long ago did you start at the Jersey clubs? How long have you been a member there?
Over 10 years, I think.
Oh wow! And what got you into it? How'd you hear about it?
A pet store. I went into my local pet store and there was a flyer on the counter for one of their workshops, and
Oh wow!
I was probably in third grade and just went to one of their weekend workshops.
Wow, that's impressive. So you started at a very young age down there,
Yeah.
or up there. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I didn't
awesome.
become a member until I was in high school, but
Okay. Okay, so you've been going around quite a bit there. That's impressive. That really is. And what are the meetings like? Are they the same? Or well, let's go through. What are the Jersey Club meetings like? I've actually never been to one of them.
well, starting with North Jersey, I found so far, not to say anything about any other club, but it's hard to compare a North Jersey meeting to most other meetings I've been to, either between attendance or just what's available in the auctions.
Really?
I mean, North
For example?
Jersey, the species that will come through a North Jersey meeting, I will not see generally anywhere else. The breeders for North Jersey will find the most obscure stuff that they can get their hands on and breed it.
Okay.
The only place I would say who had the rare stuff like that would be NECA, the New England Cichlid Association. I've been to a few of their auctions, and there was definitely stuff there that was new to the country.
Wow, that's amazing. And so they obviously have a really good auction, and I'm assuming they do a speaker also.
Yeah.
Have there been any super huge speakers that have been there, or?
Well, we had Andreas speak a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm,
before he's doing this tour this year.
mm-hmm,
Um, I mean, it's always nice having. I mean, North Jersey's members also are well-known people like Rosario and
yeah,
Loisel.
yeah,
So having them as members, just it's nice to be able to
yeah.
just, hey, do you
You're
want to
kind
speak
of
this month?
spoiled.
So
Nice,
it's nice
nice.
to have options with like that.
Okay. Um, Real quick before it gets too far, I need to say some hellos here. So we already said hello to Scotty Aquati and Annette, Mystery Snail Guardians. And good evening, Stephen P. Thank you for dropping the link. I do appreciate it. Skull Aquatics, hello, sir. Only Oscars, hello. John McKenzie. Let's see here. Mark Sturlson, good evening, or good day over there, most likely. Um, Zen Ginger is lurking and cooking us all dinner. Thank you. Very generous of you. Let's see here. Is that everyone? Dennis Christensen. Hello, sir. And Liquid Zoo Only Fins. Hello, Matt. Petro Man. Hello, sir. And, oh, Paul. Petroman is from Jersey also. He is in Tom's
Okay.
River, New Jersey.
You
That's
should
what
join
about
Jersey Shore.
that's what about 20-30 minutes from there, I'm guessing.
Jersey Shore's meeting's about 20 minutes from
Yeah.
Tom's River.
And Petroman, are you coming to the Keystone Clash since you're so local? I did not realize that. 3G, good evening. And there we go. Superfish Nerd is Callie, and Andreas is arriving Tuesday evening, or Tuesday morning, I forget, for Bucks County.
Nice.
And Jenna P, good evening. Patty, hello. Stiffer.
She can kiss it.
All right, Callie is. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Driving and listening. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I am caught up. All right. So let's see. We talked about your auctions and what the meetings are like in Jersey. Now let's compare them to Florida. What are are they same format? Any big speakers? What are the auctions like? Because I'm sure down there's the hobbyists keep different species than they do up here, maybe.
The format's the same. I mean,
Mhm.
most clubs I've been to, it's usually the same format, no matter where we go. Meetings are smaller. I mean, Venice is a lot newer club than North Jersey.
Okay.
I think North Jersey's going on almost 75 years.
Oh, wow.
So, to compare most newer clubs, it's hard because it's not as big yet.
Okay.
Fort Myers is again about the same size as Venice, but I wouldn't say species-wise necessarily it's that much different than some other clubs I've been to. The only thing I would say is plants are a lot more valuable here.
Really?
Yeah, if I sold a plant here versus what I sold in New Jersey, I get more money here.
Oh, okay. That's
for the same
interesting.
plant.
That's
And I
fair.
know it's
Now-
the same plant because I brought some of my plants with me.
Now, why is that, do you think? Because aren't there more nurseries down there?
I mean, the plants a lot of times are grown here, but that doesn't mean these nurseries have give access to the public.
Mm,
So even that it's here, I mean, a good example would be in the house plants that I also keep a lot of. One of the major growers who supplies like Walmart and Home Depot and Lowe's, their farm's not far from me, but there's plants that they will ship to other parts of the country more frequently than they will here.
okay.
So my friend in New Jersey who collects a lot of house plants, the two of us compare what we find at Lowe's with each other.
Right.
And sometimes they like to ship these plants further to see if they will make it through the shipping process. So
Oh,
sometimes being close isn't a good thing.
right, right.
So for houseplants, they had this one very rare plant called Monstera deliciosa variant Tycon or Thai
Hmm.
constellation. Um, they shipped out some secretly to Washington State and didn't say anything, sold them for a ridiculously cheap price.
Hmm.
And then they decided, well, they shipped all the way to there. We can now sell them online and made the price a lot higher.
Mm,
So being close sometimes is a bad thing.
yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Um, Now you talk about the club sizes.
Mhm.
What were the how much participation was there in Jersey, and the same for Florida?
North Jersey, we could get easily 100 people a meeting, no
Oh
problem.
wow! Holy
Um,
crap!
that wasn't hard to do sometimes. Participation from the membership was a little bit. We wish it was higher. Being a board member, we always were looking
Oh,
for
of course.
more people.
Yeah.
Jersey Shore, 30 to 50 people, depending on meeting. I
Hmm.
will say though, we had more volunteers for board positions there than I've seen at some other clubs. Um,
That's very fortunate.
Venice is about 30 members plus, depending. We seem to be
Hmm.
growing every month. So
Oh, good.
our board though is only about 6 people. So
Right.
it wouldn't be bad necessarily as we get bigger to possibly start giving more stuff to more people.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and then Fort Myers is about 30 people, I would say 40 a meeting.
That's still
Um,
not bad.
and again, like I'm not part of their board, but I know they could always use more board members.
Oh, it's like any volunteer type of thing. There's always a need for more, for sure.
Which,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Now, what different positions did you hold in Jersey?
I've been vice president, and then our president stopped showing up, so I ended up becoming president
Okay.
temporarily. Speaker chair, new member chair, sales table,
Wow.
electronics, like doing the speakers and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Pretty much treasurer temporarily for like 2 months. um, just like filled in executive board, things like that.
Wow.
Member at large.
And then what are you now down in Florida?
Tech, mainly doing their computer, doing their audio if need
Okay.
be.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Didn't
And
go well last month, but
no.
I'll figure that out. I was trying to do a Zoom meeting with Loisel, but it just something wasn't connecting. I think the internet isn't working right there.
Oh, okay. And how is he doing? Is he doing well? I know you're close with him.
Yeah, I think as far as you know, he's good.
Yeah. Good. 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 Um, let's see here. So for your four clubs, I believe it is that you've
Hmm.
been active in. Tell us your favorite memory from each one of them.
Um, well, down here so far, with Fort Myers, their current president now, Megan, she's been very nice. I've been helping her with redoing some of the exhibits at the nature center we use.
Oh, nice.
So right now we're working on the mangrove tank.
Okay.
So replumbing it, cleaning the sump out. Um, we went on a collection trip for fish for one of their tanks.
Hmm.
So trying to just make their exhibits better.
Nice.
Um, Venice, I mean, I went to meetings just as I visit down here.
Right.
Um, Father Fish, everyone knows. He always was nice when I would come down and I would
Hmm.
go to the store.
Yeah.
So um, usually just talking to him. And the first thing he asked, or I guess realizes that I knew Chuck Davis, so that kind of helped.
Yeah. Makes
um,
conversation easy.
yeah. Jersey Shore, I mean, probably the last holiday party. I mean, I cooked all the food for that. For I made enough food for about 100 people.
Wow. How
All
many did
by
you have?
60,
Okay.
70.
That's good.
and I did it all myself.
And what
So,
was the specialty food? What was the highlight?
I made stuffed pork,
Okay.
so that seemed to go well.
Nice.
But it was good, like, kind of the last, because I by that point I already knew I was moving,
Right.
so it was kind of like nice having I guess like one big meeting like that.
Yeah. Yeah. A last hurrah.
Plus also I got a wife member from them for as a thank you for
Oh, great!
cooking
Congratulations.
for 2 different years for them
Yeah.
and
Wow.
doing the speaker chair and everything else for them. Um, and then North Jersey, it's not so much of more of a meet-in, but like more of individual members doing things with. Like the one member, Frank Paulo Castro, I really liked when we would do the collecting trips and stuff. But
Hmm.
I even went into New York City with him to go to fish stores.
Oh, neat.
And then Loisel, just any
Right.
one of the many long car rides have been interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Going to Tony and Rose's Orso's house, an importer,
Hmm.
for dinner always, and just hanging out at their house. I mean, there's, and then of course Kathleen Maraca from North Jersey. I mean, um, probably one of the better breed, or I should say better. She is the best breeder that North Jersey has. I mean,
Nice.
there's very few fish that she has gotten and not been able to breed.
What's her pride and joy, her specialty that she
Um,
breeds or keeps?
I know it just depends on what it is at the time. I mean, for a while she was breeding a Pistogramma calandri, which
Wow.
is a expensive and rare dwarf
Yeah.
cichlid, and there was a lot over there. I know right now, I think it's still in Nanochromis transvestitis, the
Okay.
one of the West African dwarf cichlids. I know she has right now. I mean, she works a lot with the pistos and dwarf cichlids, but she isn't afraid to try like catfish or rainbows. She still has some of my fish that I left um, with her. So
All right. Let me do a couple quick hellos here. Let's see here. Select Pet. Good evening, sir.
So,
And I think I got everyone else. Perfect. Um, so speaking of special fish and such, what have you kept before you moved? What are you keeping now?
So when I was living in Quark, that's kind of where I really experimented with all kinds of fish. I mean, Scott, I had the mud skippers.
Yep.
That's kind of what a lot of people know me for.
Yes.
Native fish, I did a lot with having the collecting permits from North Jersey. Um, I had things like the black banded sunfish, the banded sunfish, blue spot, which normally most people in the U.S. can't obtain legally, and
Right.
having the permit that legally allowed me to have them, it was definitely something interesting to work with. If the weirder it was, the more I would try to find something. So,
Okay.
and then when I moved to Newark, I think I kind of got away from some of the more oddball stuff and just tried to breed more things.
Hmm.
So I started trying catfish and rainbows and killies and things I never really tried.
Nice.
And then here I'm doing, as of just for right now, a lot of live bearers.
Okay.
I've always had live bearers, but I just want to start with the easy stuff.
Now you do a lot with calidoriums, right?
Yeah.
And have you started that up down there also, or?
Not really. I'm still trying to figure out 100% what I want to do with something I got over when I came down here over the summer. I found a wooden gun safe on the side of the road for
Oh
free.
wow.
So I want to seal that and turn that
Oh,
into.
that's pretty neat.
that's interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those really old ones, so it has the doors on the bottom as a cabinet, which have like the
Yeah.
prints on it. So I'm gonna make that in there, hide the sump in there, and then replace. Someone put plexiglass for the front, so I'm gonna just put a real piece of glass in, and then seal up the inside and
Is it one single door or is it two doors up?
single.
Oh, yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, it's definitely old. It smelled really bad when I found it.
I bet it
Minor details.
Yeah, but I left it down here for. It's been a year since I found it, so now it's fine. But yeah.
Callie mentions that the struggle is real. She still has fish elsewhere. She
Mhm.
just bought a house. She's gonna have a humongous fish room in the very near future.
Well,
Um,
the one thing here is outside is an option now.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
you do have
nice.
that there.
Scuba Steve, good evening.
So
Evolving to live bear should be everyone's goal. Absolutely. Um, so what are you thinking of doing stuff outside, or do you have any plans?
I bought a kiddie pool and I put that outside.
Yeah,
So
that's easy.
dug a hole, threw that in. I didn't want to use anything like a Rubbermaid because they're black. It'll conduct the heat too much.
Yeah,
My yard doesn't have a lot of shade, so
right.
I thought a kiddie pool being that like bright blue color will reflect some more of the heat.
Yeah.
Actually, ponds down here are usually blue liner instead of black liner
Okay.
because it's too hot.
Right, right.
um,
Even
Now,
hmm,
go ahead.
even
so
like
yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of people putting ponds in there. They still use a black liner, but they like to use the lighter color rocks.
Mhm.
I noticed.
Yeah, I've seen like some ponds in people's yards here, and it's like a blue liner, and I'm like, I don't know where you found that, but I've seen it. Or like you said, they'll put like sand or white rocks on the bottom to
Yeah.
help keep it cooler. Or if you do a cement pond, you can use some of those resins that you can paint the.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, because you talked at Lancaster like the week before you moved,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I remember the challenge at the time was fitting everything in your car,
yep.
and there was something going on with your new property. Did you get that all figured out?
Yeah. So the thing I was nervous transporting was an 8 foot long acrylic tank.
Yeah.
So I put that in the bed of my truck and drove it from New Jersey all the way down here. It's in the garage right now,
Good.
and I'm gonna eventually set that up once I have the room
Right.
ready. So yeah.
And then there was something with was there a flooding issue or something? I forget exactly what it was.
So I didn't want to put too many tubs in the backyard because my backyard is the bay.
Yes, that's what it was.
So I have that issue, which also I've noticed has hindered some of my plants having the salt
Oh,
spray.
okay.
So some of my aquatic plants seem to not enjoy the salt spray.
Yeah. Okay. Skipper, I know we're getting close to time for you. Do you have any questions for Paul?
Yeah. How many clubs you say you used to be involved with?
At the most at any given time was 3.
3. So my question would be, and what was the furthest one you ever drove to?
That I was a board member of, or just to go to a club.
That you were a part of?
An hour. Without
So,
traffic.
I guess what I want to ask is because, like, for me, for an example, I don't have nothing close. So, what would be? I had the question in my head and I lost it. What would be a good reason for somebody that lives? We'll say, I think it's like to York from here because that's the closest. We'll say they got to drive a distance of, we'll say, just up to 3 hours. That would be your closest one.
If it's not a weeknight, because that's always the killer, is does the club meet during the week or does it meet on a weekend? If it's on the weekend, I usually don't have issues driving a little further for a meet-in, because sometimes those meet-ins will have things that no pet store is going to get, especially if you're not. Most of these clubs generally meet near a metropolitan area, which means those areas usually have fish stores. If you're driving that far away, you might not have stores near you, or if you do have stores, they're only getting the common stuff. So sometimes, I'm not saying to go every month, but most of these clubs, the membership is cheap enough. If you can make 3 meetings a year and possibly pick up some fish or meet some people that can bring fish to a meeting that you are going to attend, you're going to get stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
Because
Yeah.
like I've definitely gotten fish going up to clubs in Massachusetts, even going overnight. Like I would go up there, stay overnight, come back, and finding things that I would not find in New Jersey,
Okay.
which surprises people being near New York City and having so many importers. There's just stuff that certain parts of the country are going to get more of.
Paul Alishon there. That's Tom. He says hello.
Okay, hi.
And hello, Joe Coffee. And Select Pet says, lucky guy, I have to drive an hour plus to my closest club and 4 hours to my furthest that I go to. And then he usually virtuals furthest because it's 12 hours away. Alishon used to drive to the monthly CCY meetings about 2.5 hours each way. And Joe Coffee's club is 2 hours each way also.
I mean, the internet has helped with ordering fish, but it's still nice to see the fish that you're buying.
Yeah.
Right.
And even online, like there's like Aquabid and Wet Spot, but like they even don't have things that I've seen come through clubs.
Wow. It's pretty neat. The other question I wanted to ask you as a former and hopefully future attendee of the Keystone Clash, how would you describe the Keystone Clash and what are some of your bigger memories of that?
My favorite was being a vendor for the Keystone and then getting asked at 6 a.m. why I had so much energy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I was probably like 22. So, yeah, at 22, you're going to have that kind of energy at.
Must be nice. Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
But in terms of like going to it, the show is definitely even just worth, I would say, seeing the fish that people have been working with for the last year or 2, 3, maybe longer, depending on what it is, and seeing what the best a fish is going to look for its species or color variant.
Right. And you've been to other events, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How would you compare it or describe it for those that have not been to the Keystone Clash but maybe have been to some of the others?
You guys definitely had everything very well organized. Answers were quick to get back to me. I mean, it definitely ran very smooth. I felt like from the outside, I mean, I know internally it's a chaotic, crazy mess, but
Yes.
from the outside it was done very, like, it seemed orderly and everything.
Thank you. Let's see, a couple hellos. Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Eduardo. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Select Pet started the club that's only an hour away from him. Let's see.
And that's another thing I found being down here. The distance it takes you to get to a club perspective is a lot. I mean, in New Jersey, driving an hour might only get you a few miles. I mean, with the amount
Ain't
of
that
traffic.
the truth?
While here, an hour is 50, 60 miles away.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
nice.
It depends on how you feel about things.
Yeah.
And
Joe Coffee brings up a really good point that at the clubs you get to hang out with all the old dudes and dudettes, and you can learn a lot there for sure. Alishon, does Paul still have the river to reef or vice versa business?
My name's still on it, but my partner, I guess, would be considered the sole owner, I guess.
Okay.
But I still talk to him because we were friends way before that, even.
Right.
So.
Skipper had Eduardo chained up and tied up for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. I told him to listen. He didn't want to listen. So, whatever.
Yeah. Skipper, you got anything else?
No, that's all I could think of. I had a crazy day whenever I got home, so I couldn't even think of any questions.
I understand completely. Are you able to highlight anything for tonight's auction?
Yeah, I could tell you what type of fish we're going to be having.
Yeah, Please do.
We're going to have a killifish.
Oh, what? You got my attention.
You have to come to the auction to find out.
I'll be there anyway. I'm going to be at Cheap Ass probably, but still.
We're going to have a rainbow fish. We're going to have some limias, some goodieage, some. It's a sword.
Mhm.
What do you call it? Oh, it's a native fish. So 2 different kinds of native fish, some shrimp, and we're going to have our first saltwater thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think I did remember that was coming.
yeah. It's a type of coral.
From Gina.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
She
did I
mention
say
that.
shrimp?
Yes. Yes.
So it's actually a very big variety to this time.
I like that. I like that.
The unfortunate part was the first, like, we always did the second weekend. Well,
Yeah.
something came up that weekend to where I had to
Yeah.
work a booth for a cancer foundation. I'm probably going to be part of at a fair. And then the following week, I ended up having a back spasm that morning, and I had to go to the doctors. And I slept through everything. Ain't gonna lie, that shot was good.
I remember that.
But yeah, it was.
Okay.
But so it'll be tonight
Awesome.
at 8 p.m.
Awesome. That's exciting. Paul, are you going to start doing more on YouTube?
I'm not
I
sure.
think this is. Am I the second stream you've been on, or have I just missed a bunch?
Second stream, unless you count a podcast, and third.
Nah, I don't count podcasts.
Okay, and then 2.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do every Saturday night. Usually, I try. I'm hoping to get Callie on as a co-host also. It's my goal. She's probably, hopefully, gonna start doing some more on her channel also.
Okay.
Tom, as you know, Alshon is a frequent flyer in all the different channels. He's all over the place. And there's the this amazing thing called the Fish Fam, which is you can go to fishfam.link on the webs and see all the calendars and all the streams and everything. And it's an amazing group. I am extremely fortunate for the Clash that the Fish Fam as a whole has been a huge sponsor for this upcoming Keystone Clash. They make up I think we're about over half of the registrations now for this upcoming Clash, and have donated literally thousands of dollars, which is absolutely amazing.
It's been a lot of work, I can tell you that.
What's that?
It's been a lot of work.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm very, very grateful of them, and we would love to have you in more streams. I'm sure more will be reaching out to you.
I mean, I'm always open to it. I mean, I'm on the fence about maybe doing something once I get maybe more set up.
Yeah. Let's see here. Tom says that New Jersey needs you back.
I still call into their board meetings, but yeah, we just didn't have a chair for our auction, so we just are skipping this fall. We hopefully will have a spring again.
Hope so.
Which anyone in that area should definitely attend, because I mean, the highlight I think of that auction was when we got a stingray.
Wow.
I think it might have been a black diamond.
Wow.
It don't matter.
How,
You don't see that often.
No.
How far are those Jersey clubs from Camden?
I think I could get to Camden in like an hour and a half. But like our meeting for the auction is further south in New Brunswick, which is a lot closer.
Okay.
Jersey Shore isn't that far. That's like an hour.
That's still far. Because I live in Delaware, so it's even further
Okay.
from.
Carpool.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's the easiest thing. I mean, I've done enough of those.
Yes. Yes. All right. Um. Oh. So, what are the HAP and BAP programs like in the two Jersey clubs and the Florida clubs? Are
Uh,
they big? Are they small?
no.
Do they have them or what?
North Jersey is the only club that I would say has a very active BAP program.
Oh wow.
I mean, people bring stuff in monthly, and that's the only club I actually kept points in.
Okay.
Which I'm just shy of the 300 mark,
Oh wow.
280 something points. But I bred other fish. I just didn't have the 6 to bring in.
Yeah. I
A lot
can
of 5.
understand. Yep. Ain't that the damn truth?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I've gotten screwed that way many times.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's probably like 20 species I did that I got 5.
Wow. That's a shame.
Yeah.
They should be able to give you they should do smaller amounts of points or something for that.
Or at least just recognize that you did it.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the points. Just document that I did it once.
Yeah.
Because the most annoying one was the thick lip gourami. I had to make sure I woke up every day before the sun came up because I found the stupid fish on the grass
Oh.
every morning.
Oh, Jesus.
So every morning before I went to work, I woke up, went outside, picked him up off the grass, and threw him back in the tub.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's crazy.
put a net on it. He got out. I just gave up.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, thankfully I was going to work early, so I was up anyways. But I had to do it
Still.
before the sun dried him out.
Wow. That's insane.
And I got 5 babies.
Oh,
Wow.
that's depressing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Most annoying fish I ever bred.
Yeah, I'm sure you kept that. Like, yep, check mark. Done with that one.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Never
doing
again.
that now.
Now, what happens? Is there like a milestone if you get to 300 points? Or?
Yeah, plaque. So
So you're gonna drive up
75,
soon and finish it off, or?
maybe I'll bring some fish at some point back. But it's 75 points. 75, 150, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So like
And
those
I guess-
points I know mean nothing to people, but most fish are 5 points. So
Right.
it takes a long time.
Wow. Now, what about HAP and like the Writers Awards and stuff like that? No.
Only thing I ever got was from NEC for a pet shop review article.
Alishon wants to know if you're still keeping brackish fish.
Nothing in my tanks now. Everything's freshwater, just out of convenience, and my 1 saltwater tank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all my tanks are lined up on the kitchen counter right now. Which I mean makes water changes easy
Yeah, really.
because the sink is right next to it. But
It's very
yeah,
convenient.
I have all my tanks just lined up, and because now I'm in Florida, I can have axolotls.
Oh, right,
Because
right.
New Jersey, they're illegal.
Really?
When
Yeah.
is it
I did not know
illegal in
that.
Pennsylvania.
No, it's only California and New Jersey.
Crayfish.
Oh, really?
You're thinking of crayfish, Skipper.
Yeah, I know crayfish is illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, because they
I don't
can
even think that.
interbreed with the native tiger salamander, so they don't want it.
Oh, okay. And the thing with crayfish in Pennsylvania is they take over the native. They kill them.
Well, you'd be surprised what's still legal here in South Florida. Or at least I am.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I mean-
they don't care.
I mean, I worked at a pet store for like 2 weeks when I first got here, and the things that they were ordering, I'm like, why are we even ordering these? I mean,
Right.
I kept unboxing red tail cats, shovel nose, tinfoil barbs, and I'm like, why are we bringing these in? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a chain store, so it's like working at a Petco or a PetSmart.
Right.
And
Right.
like the people
See
who
ya,
come
Skipper.
in,
I'll
Bye.
see you later. Nice meeting you, Paul.
nice to meet you.
Gotta go get the lineup ready.
Yeah.
But
So you have 300 points, and how does that compare to like Dr. Lozelle?
he was just short of 1,000.
Okay.
Kathy, the person I mentioned before, she's actually surpassed him. That was the one we
Yeah.
we kept looking at the thing every couple months. It's like, oh, getting closer, getting closer. Oh, look, it went past. Um,
Nice.
I mean, Tom also has a lot of points too. I mean, I'm not gonna.
He's claiming that he'll never reach 2,000, so I'm not sure how many he has. What do you have, Alshon?
Dean and Larry Jinks had the most points.
Okay.
I
That's
mean, there's it's no one's ever gonna hit those unless you start around like 15 and just continue at it.
right, right, right.
Especially since the only 25 point is fish that have not been documented bred in captivity, and that list is shrinking every year.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, he has about 1,100.
Yeah,
That's impressive. That's impressive. I like it when clubs do stuff like that because it creates a little bit of competition, which can be
Mhm.
very very fun, but also it helps the hobby. The more we breed, the better off the hobby is, and
And
so it's
it
pretty
brings
admirable.
things in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It
there's
makes
an
the clubs
incentive.
money.
Well,
Yeah,
there's an incentive to breed things because some of these fish, like someone might just be breeding and selling online, but if you can bring them into a meeting and someone else got some and then they keep distributing them, it just keeps passing them along.
right,
I
right.
mean, I had a couple of fish that I brought in for BAP, and unfortunately, I don't have those any that strain anymore. And everyone who has bought them from me does not seem to have those strains anymore.
Oh no.
One of my favorite was the Limia perugiae. It was a unusual strain where the whole side of the fish was fluorescent blue,
And
bright yellow,
what kind of fish is that?
live bearer.
Okay.
But it had a fluorescent blue body, yellow fins with black edging on the fins.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I've yet to ever see another Limia perugia that looked like that.
Wow.
I even went back to the store I got it from. They don't even remember where they got them from.
And Eduardo wants to know what part of South Florida you're in.
Um, by Northport, which a lot of people now know for not a good reason.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. Let's see if I missed any other questions.
I mean, the last thing I'll say about clubs is the one person mentioned earlier about talking to older people, and
Yes.
that is the truth. Like, you're going to get breeding information, care information that you're not going to find online. You're not going to find from new people. I mean, I'm not saying that new people don't know anything, but it's just sometimes talking to someone who has possibly even seen this fish in nature and how they interact in nature is a
Yeah.
lot more helpful than an article I'm going to read on Google that I don't even know where the person got their source from.
Right. How accurate is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. All
Because
right.
that's the argument I see everywhere, especially working at pet stores, was, well, I read it online. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I've kept the fish and bred it. This is what I experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Couple final remarks that I want to bring up is as far as the Keystone Clash goes, the fish show entry is now open. I think we already have over 100 entries, so that's exciting. Get your entries in. Send me a message if you need any help with that, but you can do it via the website, keystoneclash.com. The Give a Kid a Tank registration is open, so if you're bringing any little ones, please sign up for that also. Registration, of course, for the event is open, and we hope to get as many people as possible. The hotel is completely sold out. However, there are a couple of hotels within about 5 to 10 minutes. So that's not bad at all. There's probably one or two that are actually even less than that, but they might be sold out already. I have heard that there are also a lot of Airbnbs available in really close, like within a minute or two. So that's another option also. I think that's everything for the Keystone Clash. Oh, one more thing. My goal is by Tuesday to have the aquascaping competition rules out and about. So I'll get that out. I'll share it on the Discord and announce it in the different channels that I'm in also. Thank you, Zen, for sharing the link to that. I appreciate it. Hello, Fishy Mon. Thank you for joining us, even though we're about to end. How much to crash at my place? Well, my place is over an hour away, but you're more than welcome. And Paul, I know you said that you're not able to make it this year, but I hope to see it in the 2023 Keystone Clash.
Possibly.
This year's going to be even bigger than last year, and next year's going to be even bigger than this year. So
I mean, maybe I'll come back and get.
It gives you a good reason to come up.
I might, maybe, and I'll see if maybe I can get a North Jersey member to go with me or something.
There you go. There you go. One with a popular last name.
Loisel is not who I was thinking of.
All right. There's well,
I drove him home though from the Clash that one year.
I remember. Yeah. All right. If everyone can go over to Skipper's channel in a couple minutes for the auction, if one of the mods could drop that link one more time, also. Kevin, that's right. You have Kevin Carr, right?
Yes.
He's coming this year.
Okay.
To Keystone Clash with Larry.
Okay. Is he auctioning for you? Because you really should ask him.
I did not do that yet.
You should.
Yes. I remember,
it will be funny.
Yes, I remember when he did that at the Bucks auction, annual auction. That was a good time, for sure. Alshon, no, I don't have an update on that.
You should, if Kevin's auction, just get him one of those Zoom Ed floating logs. It's his favorite joke.
Yes. Oh boy. Now they're racing to drop links. Love it. All right. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. You're definitely a great person to have on the stream with all your experience in the club. So I really do appreciate it. All right. That's about it, everyone. Thank you very much. And head over to Skipper's auction. Have a good night.